Hey, you listen to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, episode 137. This is Grady Hooker, and live on Skype we got Josh.
Hey.
So, with Raw, just a couple of talking points. I'm going to start off with a surprising point, and they seem to focus on the Lucha Dragons a little bit.
Yeah, they seem to. Anything that gets Callisto a push is a good thing.
Yeah. So we got a whole video package on them, and then we also got them winning a match. And I believe they also won a match over on SmackDown.
Yeah, they've started to win a couple of matches, and it's not like they beat scrubs. They beat a former World Heavyweight Champion and a former 4-time Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
In the team.
They're doing pretty well for themselves. And there was a point where I thought they were going to be hitting in as the number one contender until a certain someone returned in the main event.
Yeah, they could be part of TLC.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
they could fulfill the role of the Hardy Boys.
I just had that in my head. Players. It's perfect. So where would that leave us? Would that leave us with the Usos taking a shot at Survivor Series and then moving on to TLC with, I'm gonna guess, New Day, Dudley's, and Lucha?
Possible, yeah. Very well see a fatal 4-way TLC match. It's possible we could see a triple threat and not have the Dudleys involved.
But if you're going to have a triple threat tag team match at TLC, what's the point of not putting the Dudleys in?
To put over your younger talent?
No, they didn't know how to do that. But yeah, it's good to see the Lucha Dragons. I thought when they were in NXT, they were quite a good team. They definitely looked like a team compared to a couple of the guys who are tag teams now, and they acted like a team. They have a lot of their flippy moves that work together nicely. And then they came up, they did alright, but then they started to fade off. So it's great to see that they're getting focused on again. And weirdly enough, another person who was getting focused on a lot was Cesaro.
Yeah, he faced the only person that, in my opinion, that's been treated worse, booking-wise, than he has.
Fair enough. And previously, when I did a bunch of, this is what I see coming for Survivor Series, I put it as Team Neville against Team Stardust. But it looks like it may be Team Stardust versus Team Cesaro.
Who knows? They may not even be doing that anymore.
True.
For all we know.
I don't see don't see an obvious placing of where the Survivor Series matches are at the moment. Except for the one obvious one, of course. But they gave us a free one on Raw. And we got Team Reigns versus Team Rollins in a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match.
Yeah, who didn't know Ambrose was going to be part of the team?
No, we gotta leave him till last. He's a surprise.
That was 101.
I don't know. I can't process my feelings properly. I can't tell if I'm annoyed that we got one of them not on a Survivor Series pay-per-view. It seems as though, although most things don't really have much prestige anymore, it seems weird to have it off of the feature pay-per-view 3 weeks out from the feature pay-per-view. It'd be 3 weeks before Royal Rumble having a Royal Rumble. Of course, on a smaller scale, but... But taking all those, complaints aside, it was a good match. Which I guess is the point of Raw now, is to put on some good matches. And we got Kevin Owens performing twice, which is always nice.
Yeah, it was an all championship team with Team Rollins.
He picked a good team and still didn't win.
Yeah, but he didn't take a loss because he disqualified himself at the end.
Yeah. Took the cheats way out. Well, really the Rollins way out at this point. But talking of matches that mattered, we had a Fatal 4-Way number one contenders Divas match to figure out the number one contender for Charlotte's title. I don't think anyone was surprised by the outcome. There were people wishing it would go the other way, but...
No, there were some people that were saying that if Sasha didn't win, they were going to be pissed off.
There's people who say that a lot. And the only...
I kept saying up and down, the only person that makes sense storyline-wise is Paige.
People will always say, I'll be mad if this person doesn't win, or I'll do X if Y doesn't win. The only reason they ever do that is because they know Y isn't going to win. It's no one went into this going, oh, I'm going to riot if Paige didn't win.
It would be a better match and a bit if you waited for the Charlotte-Sasha match to WrestleMania.
I'm hearing that a lot. Yeah, it needs something... You don't want to waste Charlotte-Sasha on something that has no build, whereas Paige-Charlotte has build at the moment. It makes sense. It is logical. Even if we have... I don't know, have we dropped who attacked Natalya angle? It seems as though I haven't heard much about it. I heard them say someone attacked Natalya, but she seemed to be back and not doing anything. But we'll go into our classic entrance theme. It's not even an entrance theme, I don't think. Josh decided to pick RoboCop, the 1987 movie, opening music, or is it the soundtrack? Probably to represent RoboCop's
to RoboCop.
Like 10-second run.
RoboCop once appeared on a WCW pay-per-view.
That makes it relevant to a wrestling show. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup. FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. Another face returned, and we got Jack Swagger facing down his former mentor.
I said, when I saw it, I said, thank you, Jack Swagger, for questioning Zeb culture in this union.
Yep.
Because it makes no sense when you consider everything that they did towards Del Rio when Del Rio was the world heavyweight champion, and Swagger was trying to take the title, and everything he has that he had always said about foreigners.
There's something fishy going on in a storyline sense, and Detective Swagger is going to figure it out and probably have a match at Survivor Series.
So, yeah, it is what it is.
Well, we've seen Swagger and Alberto put on good matches, but we've also seen Swagger and Alberto put on pretty meh matches.
I will say this: I've enjoyed the fact that they have not that the cross arm breaker has not been used to finish a match since Roberto Del Rio's returned.
He's definitely, when he came back, has a different moveset. And I think just something as simple as changing that sort of reinvigorated his character. It's not combo, cross arm breaker, tap out, let's move on. and we're getting to see some different or some more stylistic offense from Alberto. And that's always a great thing, to see something different. Much like we're actually getting with the, like, what are we calling them, like, European Alliance now? Even though Rusev's out, they're still calling Barrett and Sheamus a team.
And Barrett started a Euro chant during their match with the Lucha Dragons.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems fun if we're sticking around with it. We've mentioned multiple times the WWE game that they're stealing the storyline from, but if it's something for both of them to do and it's happening well, stick with it. Contrary to the internet, I quite like Sheamus and I like Barrett, so anything that's keeping them doing something is good. And, you know, it makes sense for them to go with the US title now, even though it's with Alberto. Which is a problem, unless they're going to go with the Intercontinental, but that's with Owens. So they can't really do anything with either of the titles. Trying to follow the WWE game storyline. We need the European Championship back. But the one, like, important or weird talking point of Raw is Bray Wyatt.
He summons mystical powers, but seemed to forget Kane's side of the mystical powers. I didn't see any flames.
Yeah, it was a little weird. We had... I don't even know if I can call that CG at this point. We had some lightning come on the screen. That struck some places. We had the ring posts go... We had the lightning strike the stage and some fireworks go off.
But he was definitely summoning powers of the Undertaker.
And
seen over the years.
He stole their souls.
Yeah, so he says.
I think you have to take the disbelief and go hang it up on a hook for a little while and just suspend it.
Except we've seen people try this before and it failed miserably with the Undertaker.
Now I'm starting to question, though, my original thoughts of having a Survivor Series match or a large number of men match, and now trying to figure out if they're going to go the 2011 route and headline Survivor Series with a normal tag team match.
I think 4-on-4.
Yeah.
Not back to the original Survivor Series.
And you're going to get in Finn, aren't you?
It could very well get Finn.
I'm hearing a lot of people mention that it's the 25th anniversary and it's where Undertaker debuted, so they want to debut a new star. And if they're sticking with it's the new Undertaker, then Finn makes sense. But I'm still iffy on Finn coming up. He has an awesome gimmick down in NXT and it's working really well, but we've seen them not transfer nicely up to the main roster.
It's very possible that because they could bring up Baron Corbin instead.
Yeah.
The lone wolf of NXT.
Yeah, it's definitely... They've got a lot of options if they are going to bring somebody up. You know, you also got your Samoa Joes, although he's a little new to NXT. They'd probably never bring him up, but you've also got Rhino. But you've got a bunch of talent down there that could fill that role. I guess it more comes down to if they are putting a new star on that team of the Brothers of Destruction, then who's third? Who's the third man?
It might be the biggest question of all.
What I'm hearing you say is it will be Randy Orton.
It won't be Randy Orton, that's for sure.
He will fight back from injury so he can participate in a Survivor Series match.
He's got a separated shoulder and is expected to be out 4 to 6 months and miss even WrestleMania.
Nah, he'll be at Survivor Series. He can't miss his best event, isn't he? Like the best performer in Survivor Series matches.
Well, he's been. I know for like 3 years in a row he was the sole survivor.
Yeah.
In those matches.
Well, one man who probably won't be the third man on the Brothers of Destruction team, Heath Slater. We're going to play his song. Man, I should stop my segues. Hey, you listen to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. So we sort of skipped over the main event. So it was the 5-on-5 match. We had the Usos, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Ryback taking on Seth, The New Day, and Kevin Owens. But all three unicorns of The New Day.
Yeah, we got Xavier Woods back. He returned from his vacation, so to speak.
Everybody used their unicorn horn magic and brought him back.
I love the look on Seth Rollins' face when they were doing that.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
I think right now, The New Day are one of the most entertaining things, and Seth Rollins' face and reactions are another one of the most awesome things. So when you combine those, you just get an explosion of awesome. But, you know, Xavier had to take his break because, you know, he got slammed through a table so hard that it was different every other time he got slammed through a table.
Yeah, let's ignore the fact that he took time off to get married.
That never happened. All lies. And we get to see the entertaining trio back together. It was a little weird seeing the two
with
with
a brand new trombone.
Had to get a new one. The one was broken across Bubba's back.
Yeah, they broke it across Bubba's back.
Yeah. Yeah, the trombone is what makes half of them entertaining. And I don't know, have we seen it on TV yet, them wearing actual unicorn horns? I know they've been doing it at live events.
No, they've just been using their hand.
Okay.
At this point. Yeah.
I'll just...
Finger pointed up.
It'll probably be like 3 more weeks before WWE starts selling New Day unicorn horns in the WWE shop anyway. They're just waiting for the manufacturer to pump them out. Or maybe a print your own. You just have to roll it up, put a bit of tape on it, boom, you got a unicorn horn. So many possibilities. Then again, we do have New Day socks.
Yeah, the New Day have definitely been able to get just about anything that they've tried over.
Yeah.
Since they stopped trying to be the goody two-shoes.
Yeah. Well, they got clapping, they got New Day rocks, unicorn horns, socks, trombone. Pretty much everything. And dancing. And booty. They're just such an entertaining trio that it sucks knowing that it's going to have to come to an end. At some point in the near future. Or far future. Depending how it's played out.
That will be bad, but hopefully by then it'll be time for the split.
True. So, changing tack, we'll just move a little bit, just before we get to the main event. You just looked up on WWE Shop, and now we've got finisher t-shirts. Because we're just talking about, like, unicorn horns and everything. Are they going too far now?
Mm, I kind of always wanted to have finisher shirts that um, the fans can use to get behind their superstar.
Hmm.
But they received the move.
Yeah, it seems like they're just producing a lot of shirts, but I guess since they're pretty much text based, that it's very minimal on the graphic design side, and you can pump them out really fast.
Uh, the funniest one I found was the Paul Heyman one.
Yeah. What does that one say?
Paul Heyman cut a promo on me.
To be honest, I think that's pretty much as devastating as a Brock Lesnar suplex.
Or an attitude adjustment from Cena.
Yep. It's the WWE shop. I haven't exactly bought anything off it. It's a lot for shipping out here, but it seems as though there are a lot of selection for any single superstar that you want, unless you want one or two, like Fandango or Heath Slater. But there's always like 50,000 different John Cena shirts on there at one time.
The more popular you are, the more likely you're going to have more shirts.
Well, will we see Cesaro's new shirt that I've seen in a couple of backstage ones, which is pure text, so it should be pretty easy to do. Just says uppercut, 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 and uppercut.
Well, let's see.
I've seen people posting about it on the internet that they want it. And I think the problem with going with such simple shirts like that is that they can be easily reproduced by fans and put on something like Redbubble or Spread Shirt, something like that, which probably isn't a good thing.
It's not up on the website, on the shop yet. He has two shirts, the King of Swing shirt and then the Cesaro the Professional t-shirt.
Interesting. It seems as though you can almost tell what's going to happen in terms of merch. Like if you look at the merch, and this guy's now all of a sudden getting a lot more merch, you sort of know that they're going to push him. So it'll be interesting to see if they're doing anything with Cesaro if he gets another shirt. We'll be on Shirt Watch.
And you got to remember, they weren't going to make Daniel Bryan a shirt until the fans went nuts after WrestleMania 28.
And then he got like 4 shirts in one go, didn't he? He had the
And
Yes.
he got a brand new Yes shirt.
And then he had Yes with the duct taped No over top. And then he had a different Yes shirt. And then he had the Beard His Hair shirt. And then the Goat shirt. He had a lot of shirts.
Yeah.
He just plays again into if you're popular, you get lots of shirts. So we got about a minute left. Do you want to summarize the main event in 1 minute?
Why not?
5 guys on the left-hand side. 5 guys on the right-hand side. Good guys, bad guys. Champions and possible challengers later on. Even fight.
Yeah, it definitely brings up the possibility of having Ambrose versus Owens at Survivor Series. That would be an interesting match.
I want that. Just give me that match right now. Again, we'll book it. Just write it in. Ambrose Owens. Done.
But I am really looking forward to the Reigns Rollins match.
Mm.
I don't know what's going to happen with it, but it definitely could be Reigns' coronation.
Well, we'll have to see. It's been great
Or it could be Ambrose's
turn.
Goes back crazy. And costs Reigns the match. And Reigns has to wait until maybe the Royal Rumble before having his moment.
Because that worked so well last time.
I'm not talking about winning the Royal Rumble.
He's just got a bad juju about the pay-per-view now. Okay, so it's been great talking to you.
Bye-bye.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio. And I'll see you next week.